my name is Lara Martins and I'll be bringing you 5 minutes in how to sing really high notes with your head voice. So, when it comes to high notes, there are two fundamental ideas I want you to have in mind. First one, release, and the other one is engage. First of all, let's talk about release. So, release it's all to do with relaxation. If you think about your larynx, that means your voice box where your vocal cords live, it is shaped a little bit like a diamond. So you can see it lives here on your throat. When you're singing a song, what happens is the larynx goes like this. So it goes down when you sing low notes, so that means that your vocal cords thicken and your larynx contracts, and it goes up when you sing really high notes, so your vocal cords become thinner. It's a little bit like a string instrument, a violin or a guitar. So the low strings are thicker and the strings that play high notes are a little bit thinner. Our vocal box is a bit like this. So that means that we need to allow this movement to happen in a very natural and organic way. And for that to happen, we really need to make sure that we are relaxed and there's no tension around our throat, in our muscles, or in our body. So when I talk about release with the high notes, you really need to think about being relaxed. Very often when we sing a high note, we stick our chin up or we raise our shoulders. We think that that will help project a note, but it actually just builds a lot of tension. So this is the first thing I want you to think about. The other thing I want you to think about is engagement. Now, you must be thinking, oh, wait a minute, you're giving us here a bit of mixed messages. Release, relax, and engage. How is that possible? Well, engagement is all to do with breath control. And we all know that breath control, good breath control, is the foundation of good singing. It doesn't matter what style of singing you do, pop, rock, musical theater, opera. The base of the foundation of good singing is a good breath control. The air that you produce is what makes the vocal cords vibrate and what produces the sound. So, breath control is controlling the amount of air that goes into your vocal folds and makes them produce a sound in a controlled way. So, this is really important. If you think about this image of when you blow up a balloon and you let go of the balloon and the air goes out, the balloon just deflates in an uncontrolled way, so it just goes crazy. But if you blow up a balloon and you let the air go slowly and controlled, the balloon just deflates in a very controlled way. So slowly, slowly, slowly. So this is what you need to think about when you breathe in. So you expand your tummy and then you start releasing the air slowly into your vocal cords, so then the sound can start to be produced. And so this controlled way of releasing the air is what we call the breath control. And this is very important when you sing high notes, because if you send too much air to your vocal cords, they're going to go a bit crazy and they're not going to understand what's going on. And this is when uncontrolled vibrato happens, or you produce a really strained sound. So we don't want that. So breath control, release, and engagement, it's really important. The other thing you need to think about is the amount of space you create in your mouth. So the mouth, the oral cavity, the nose, and the sinuses is our resonance. When we sing high notes, these are the three main resonators that are working for us in terms of projecting the sound. So it is really important that you create enough space inside your mouth for the sound to resonate and to project. So when we sing high notes, we really want to have a raised soft palate. So if this is your normal neutral position in your mouth, what you want to achieve when you sing a high note is you want to raise your palate and really create quite a lot of space inside your mouth. And how do you do that? So the way to do that is I like to think about this image of smelling a flower. And then you can do a little bit of humming. It helps. So automatically, by doing this, you put your mouth and all your resonators in an optimal position. So you raise your palate. You can see that my cheeks are really high because my soft palate is raised, my jaw is relaxed, and my throat is open. So now that we have all these three elements, we're going to put them all together in order to start creating that high notes. So we are relaxed, we are ready to engage, and we're going to create this nice open space inside our mouth. When we take our breath in, we smell the flower, and you'll notice that my tummy expands as I breathe in. And then we engage these two little abdominal muscles, and those are the muscles who are going to squeeze that air into your vocal folds in order to produce that nice high sound. So here we go. Is that I never get out of this position, even if I need to breathe. So that happens when you're singing in a really extreme range. You really cannot get out of this position because otherwise you have no time to go back on there. It's like, your body gets ready to attack that notes and you just stay there and you need to breathe in position. There's a perfect example of that in the role of Christine in Phantom of the Opera, when she's singing to the Phantom, that really extreme range. So this little bit, for instance, you need to keep up there all the time. You can never change that position like this. That I never changed my position, and I took a breath, but I took my breath in position. I hope you enjoy this little mini masterclass. I hope it was helpful. Stay safe and lots of love. Bye.